We can't sit idly while the Legion prepares their own elite forces.
Shut up. All I want to do is just cry all the time.
Hey, you! Mercenary! Please, you've got to hear me out. I can make it worth your while. Please, just listen to me. My friends are in grave danger. We're pinned down in Bleeding Wood Canyon. We can no longer fend for ourselves and need an outsider's aid.
Okay, we can assist.
My brother sent me out here to help. Go speak to him. Tell him that Abel sent you. I'm Abel. That's me.
Is your brother Cain?
I'm going to keep going to different places, asking for help. I never know who's going to go help, but hopefully someone will.
Just keep screaming, you'll find somebody.
What kind of danger are we talking about?
Well, besides running low on resources, we're pinned down by this malicious faction of ghouls that kind of really hate humans. They won't let us leave, and we don't have the strength to fight back anymore. That's why we need a mercenary like you. I was about to scale the cliff in order to get to the cave and exit the canyon. My friends aren't as agile. The only other exit is blocked.
Alright, where's Bleeding Wound, and what's it like there, and why is the name so gross?
The entrance is north of Good Springs. It's a tight, treacherous maze of canyon stretch, filled with vile creatures and heretics.
Heretics?
But my friends and I are tough, especially my brother. Up until now, we've been doing just fine. But then, well, the Stygian showed up.
Not tough enough to scale a cliff wall.
They're grotesque. A true threat to the Mojave. Luckily, we have them trapped in the canyon, at the loss of our own morale and resources.
Are the Stygians the ghouls?
So understand, the safety of my brothers and his friends are vital for the safety of the Mojave.
That sounds like a pretty intense job. What are you offering as payment?
Oh, of course. I forgot that wastelanders like you don't have some moral convictions that my brother's men do.
Never.
Mike does.
But if you need coins in order to motivate you, I'm sure Cain will give you something for your troubles. If not him, maybe Charlatan.
It better not be 300 pre-war dollars.
You better not stab me in the back like the real Cain.
Did he say his brother's name was Cain?
His name is Abel for a reason.
I don't care. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, thank you. Now you must hurry. There's no time. Save my brother and the rest of our group.
Alright, we'll go there right away after we go to New Vegas and do some gambling.
No, let's help him out. Since we're going north of Good Springs, why don't we stop in the saloon and see if there's any new faces? Perhaps somebody wants to accompany us.
Why do you always insist on bringing companions?
What? You were complaining 5 seconds ago about not having companions.
I was just wondering where they were, because they're always here. They're just a staple. Hello? Ah, yes. I remember this follower fondly. The giant missing resource triangle.
I'm Axeman, and I'm not technically allowed to be in this bar. Can I join you in your adventures?
That sounds like a fun time.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you probably should come with us, because I for one, will feel much safer knowing exactly where you all are at all times. So, yes, come with us.
Axeman gladly accepts your proposal. Now let's go kill something. Axeman.
I have now been given the Axe Me a Question perk. Axeman! He's got an axe! Axeman! He's covered in blood!
Oh, let go!
Axeman! There's a tumbleweed and Axeman has a hat!
Alright, let's head to the Bleeding Hatchet Cave.
No, Bleeding Wound Cave.
Well, I'm sure it's a hatchet wound.
I see a gate. I see a gate. Bleed Wound entrance. I think it should be Bleeding Wound.
Alright, the Bleed Wound entrance is what we were looking for. That was a pretty small cave.
Look, trees! I've never seen those before. Oh, crap. I don't think we can go back now.
Oh, that's why it's called Point of No Return.
Wow.
This is a nice peaceful canyon. You know, a nice relaxing walk through an open canyon. Could be shot at from above. There's nowhere to hide. Actually, it's tactically disadvantageous to be down here.
This way?
There's no maps or anything. We'll figure it out.
Well, this is entirely uncharted territory. 22! Whoa, Huh.
Oh, somebody already killed the ghouls and left their bodies like this.
This is a weird...
Ah! Oh, okay, that was a distraction. I see.
Alright, there's more.
Yeah, they killed one and left it as a warning. There was a distraction. They were...
My god, they killed their own! Oh, jeez, there's a whole cluster of them. Grenade!
It's a good thing we have a companion that's good for killing these zombies. Is it racist to kill them zombies if they're feral?
It's not like they can complain about it. Their version of complaining about it is just trying to kill us. This is just Legion?
Was his tribe conquered in his absence?
Oh, jeez.
Our way.
They might be a remote outpost. They haven't heard about us yet. So which one of you is Cain?
Probably inside this building.
Greetings, outsider. I welcome you to our outpost as a friend.
Is
I
this
assume my brother asked for you to come, and I thank you for doing so.
is this American Weirdo?
Maybe.
Your brother didn't mention that you guys were members of the Legion.
He also didn't mention that your name was Cain, but I figured you out!
Yes, I told him to omit that detail. We know that we're not welcome in the Mojave, so Abel wasn't fast to admit that to any Mojave wastelander.
Didn't stop you from moving in previously.
But please, I urge you to look at us not as legionnaires, but as people in need of help. And I promise that you will be compensated.
Okay.
I don't know if we can actually work for the Legion.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible people. And they usually don't reach out for help either. How shameful it must be to reach out to your mortal enemy!
I will sustain any punishment given to me by a centurion, as long as my men survive this ordeal. That's all that matters to me.
What kind of problems are you having? I guess now that we've already walked all the way out here, so we might as well do something.
All of our problems trace back to the same source, the Stygian Society. It's a group of malicious ghouls stationed in Vault 4. They hate us. Not just us. They have a hate for all humans, as evident by their use of biological warfare.
Are you sure they don't just hate you?
They released some kind of virus into the canyon. All of my men have it, and by now, you probably have it too. Charlatan can't figure out a cure.
What do you mean I have it too?
We know that it's deadly, because we've seen the effects on the people who were unlucky enough to stumble upon these canyons before us. We discovered a small encampment full of dead bodies. Huge, glowing red boils all over their purple skin. Their eyes seem to have somehow melted.
Ew.
After we took the camp, we thought burning the bodies would get rid of the virus. Turns out, it wasn't quite as easy as that. Many of us have discovered small glowing red bumps on our skin. Abel is the only one who seems immune somehow. That's why I sent him out. We would alert our other legionnaires, but we're just too far away from them. So that's why we're willing to accept your help.
Also, you wouldn't want to spread the disease.
Also, you could have just sent Abel as a runner to go tell the rest of the Legion.
Oh.
Why am I giving them advice? What do you want me to do? Wait, better question. Why would I ever help you?
Because otherwise, you would not have come. Despite whatever you feel about the Legion, look past that. We're just people in need of help.
We're just slavers.
We're just horrible monsters of humanity.
But we wouldn't want your desiccated corpses spreading disease, so if you're on your way to finding a cure, we'll help.
First step is that we need to learn more about this virus, which means interrogating a Stygian, which is a problem since they can't feel pain.
You get more flies with milk than honey.
But let me worry about that. We know of a Stygian outpost located in the canyon. It should be back near the entrance, actually. There was a doctor there by the name of Lethe, one of the heretics who helped develop the Stygian's virus, according to our intel. Bring him back to us, alive. Please, whatever you can do to help us will be appreciated, and I promise that you will be rewarded for your actions.
We'll be back later, and I'm sure I'll be very mad at you for some reason. I don't know what it is yet, but I know I'm gonna be mad about something.
Our way. True to Kaisar.
Yeah, true to whatever, your dumb fake god. Oh, it's a Colt 1911, okay.
Step on up. You look like a fan of bargains. I guarantee you that you won't find prices these good at an NCR outpost.
Why do they call you Avarice anyway?
Actually, my name is Avarico, but I changed it when I joined a trading guild called the Seven Deadly Salesmen. We all did. Out of the 7 names we agreed on, I took Avarice. I just liked the sound of it. Sounds like the name of someone you can trust, right?
No, it doesn't.
What became of the 7 deadly salesmen, you wonder? Well, it's quite a story that doesn't end very well, as you can probably imagine. We began selling in Legion territory because it was safer than most other regions. Then the Legion offered to guard our caravans for a time.
Yeah?
The Legion got more and more involved in our affairs, and before we knew it, the guild was split up and we went our separate ways.
Yeah, that's what the Legion does.
I'm not sure where everyone is assigned now. I hear that Vainglory is in Texas now, and Temptation lives in Colorado. But other than that, I know not.
Sloth lives in Wisconsin.
Though I'm sure I'll find out someday. Us merchants have quite a large network. If only the Legion itself wasn't just a little bit too large.
Yeah, Sloth definitely lives in Louisiana because nobody ever does anything down there and they don't take care of themselves in terms of personal hygiene. Nothing ever gets done in Louisiana.
No offense, Avarice, if that's your homeland. He has a real hate boner for Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana's the most horrible place ever. Oh, I got a great idea. Let's build one of our biggest cities below sea level, and then we'll make a wall out of sand to keep the water out. This is a smart idea. Why is everything flooding? Why is it flooding?
Luckily, we don't have that problem here.
So what do you sell?
You'd be surprised, Amicus. Food, guns, clothing, guns, medicine, and I'm guessing you'll be interested in my stock of guns. Most of this stuff is just what I've collected in the past from Stygians who have been slaughtered by Viper Teeth soldiers.
We don't care about you or your guns. Especially not Zach. He hates guns.
Yeah, but that is a fancy looking case you got right there. What's in it?
It's an artifact from the famous Enclave. Ever heard of them? A
No.
failed faction of fascists clinging to the ways of the old world.
Pot calling kettle black.
But their equipment was top-notch, priceless even. But if you can bring me something that is equally priceless, I'll sell you the key. Nearby, there is a cave called Sharptooth Cavern, housing a rather infamous gecko, Fuckmouth. Now, that's a name right there.
Yeah?
It is said that only a great hunter can take him down. Now, I'm no hunter, but you look like one. Bring me his sharpest tooth, and I'll trade you. I'm sure I can get quite a buck for it, especially since tales of creatures like Fuckmouth in the Legion are often exaggerated, but believed.
Cool. Let me see your wares. You take caps, right?
Yes, I'm happy to take your money.
Garbage. 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 Garbage.
Hold on a second. Was he selling ears? Was he selling Legion ears?
Yeah, isn't that a crime in the Legion?
What? Making an honest coin? No. In fact, the Legion needs guys like me to keep the economy healthy.
Uh-huh.
Now, if I was peddling chems, now that would be wrong. No, sir. I'm an honest trader, and most know Legion territory is the safest place to trade in the wasteland.
I'm just selling Legion body parts for money. Ain't no problem with that. They ain't using them anymore.
While you do technically have a point, I also don't really want to argue, so goodbye.
Ammo goes fast in these parts. When it's all out, you'll know where to find me.
You have no ammo that I'm even remotely interested in, sir. Thank you.
We got some...
Oh, this looks fun.
might be some traps. Keep your eyes open. Alright.
This looks promising.
Knock, knock. Oh, no one's here.
But there are a bunch of forks and knives and dinner plates.
There's bodies here.
Oh!
One of them's even intact!
Lethe is dead. Nothing oh, I found a note. I found a note. Here lies the body of a traitor. A failure to our society and a bane on our existence. This is the Stygian society. We are a machine made of many parts. When one part disappears, the whole machine suffers. This is not something we can tolerate. This leech took from our resources, took up space in our home, and then decided to desert us. This is not something we can tolerate. I've said that twice now. The world will not welcome us. When you choose to be a Stygian, you choose to shun the world. When you choose the world, you choose to shun the Stygians. This is not something we can tolerate. Again, good lord. Nietzsche.
Oh, okay. Stygians are cannibal creatures, it looks like.
Yeah. I found his notes. We just have to take his notes back to Cain. I can't make heads or tails of them.
Oh, you've destroyed their TV. What are they gonna watch now?
Not watching anything. They're all dead in chunks of flesh. See?
Well, the Stygians come by and mutilate people.
We don't know that.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
look! Here they are to mutilate us!
Hey, you broke our TV!
Hey, we're back!
Amicus, can I get an update on the current situation?
Yeah, Lethe was killed by the Stygians? Probably. Definitely not me. I didn't do it. But we found his research notes.
Killed, you say? I guess the society considers everyone an enemy, even former members. Let me see those notes.
Here you go.
No good. It's written in a language I don't understand.
Was it Latin?
Some of the letters are backwards, and a few of the symbols I don't even recognize.
That's an interrobang.
Fortunately, our company is made up of soldiers from many different places. Someone here is bound to know this language. Show this around to the other men and see who knows anything about it. I'll try and figure out an alternative just in case this doesn't work out.
Ah, yes, because the Legion are so worldly.
Yeah, exactly.
They're always open to new cultures.
Of course they are. Goodbye, Cain.
Our way. True to Kaisar.
Shut up!
Stop right there.
No.
No, stand still.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
That wound above your eye. You've been shot in the head recently, haven't you?
Look, I get shot in the head all the time, alright?
No, this wound's different. It deals with the plot of the game. It grants you significance as a main character.
Okay, never mind, that's funny.
Wait a second, how did you know about that specific wound?
That's because I'm completely self-aware. I zealously consume a drug known as Neptune, which grants me vision beyond the fourth wall.
Ah.
That's right. I'm just a cluster of polygons attached to a set of AI coding. Everything you see is a bunch of triangles stuck together.
Well, it's sexy triangles.
If it wasn't for this nav mesh on the floor, I wouldn't even be able to walk around. Plus, I don't even exist until you enter this interior. Yeah, that's pretty nihilistic. And I should be more depressed, but I do a bunch of other chems that balance me out.
Look, if Abel was immune to the virus, why didn't you just reverse engineer a cure from his corpse?
Yeah, with your science kit.
It's not as simple as that. I'd need more time and some working lab equipment, which, you can see, is something I'm lacking right now.
Just requisition it from the rest of the Legion.
We're just gonna have to hope that the Stygian wrote down a cure somewhere in their notes.
Sure, why not?
Otherwise, we're kinda fucked.
Anyway, you recognize this language?
Nope. Couldn't even ballpark it. Someone in our camp might, though. At least, there has to be. Otherwise this quest would be over, like, now.
A little too self-aware. But anyway.
Okay, what do you do then?
I usually just get people so high they forget about whatever ails them. Works most of the time.
Drugs are illegal in the Legion.
But with Deathglow, that's just not enough. They expect me to get rid of the glowing boils and the inner pain.
I did forget to ask you who you were.
Call me Charlatan. I'm the company's shaman. Not all Legion companies have shamans, so this one's blessed. I guess.
Why do they call you Charlatan? Is it because you can break the fourth wall?
I come from a very religious tribe where I really didn't fit in.
Yeah, tell us about it.
I was supposed to become a priest like every other boy,
Well, actually, tell us about
but
it.
I just, didn't have it in my heart. So they branded me a heretic.
Just couldn't have sex with the boys, huh?
I was actually glad when the Legion took over. Sure, we've got the whole Cult of Mars thing, but it's not exactly as strict as my creed was.
So, who are you again? I forgot.
I'm Charlatan. Guess you weren't paying attention the first time I said it.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What did you say?
This isn't a Cellblock Psycho mod, so go ahead and cut that shit out right now.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Oh, we're done? Great, I can go back to doing nothing.
Alright, let's show these notes to people.
Halt! You defile this dojo with your presence, and therefore have insulted my honor.
Dojo?
Prepare for death, trespasser.
This isn't a dojo, it's a tent.
I'm just messing with you, man. That's one of my favorite lines from the classic movie Way of the Serpents. Ever heard of it?
What's your job in the Viper Teeth?
My role in the Viper Teeth is the team trainer. primarily in unarmed combat, since guns tend to jam and melee weapons tend to break.
Or you could just teach people how to clear jams on guns.
Though, for the most part, I've been with these guys for years, and they're all pretty well trained. Though I still try to get them to practice.
Yep, that makes sense. You gotta train people in melee weapons because sometimes guns jam. And you gotta train them in hand-to-hand combat because sometimes melee weapons break. And you gotta train them in kicking because sometimes your arms get chopped off. And you gotta teach them how to headbutt because sometimes you're just a torso with a head on it.
And you gotta teach them how to chest bump because sometimes your head gets cut off.
Exactly. You seem to be a fan of these Holovid movies. I don't think I've seen that in the Legion.
That's right. I love old world movies, especially kung fu movies. They're the ones that got me interested in mixed martial arts and fighting.
I mean, kung fu movies are pretty fucking great.
Say, if you happen to find any holotapes containing old world movies, bring them back to me, and I'll teach you some moves. Off the record, of course.
Cool, I totally won't do that because I'd never use unarmed combat.
I used to have the most famous ones, but Avarice went off and sold my copies thinking they were his.
What a
I
dick.
could really use some replacements.
That slight should not go unavenged. You should go get some retribution! Please tell us, where'd you get the name Mad Villain?
Well, back in New Reno, my buddies and I had a musical group where each had our own nickname. I got Mad Villain from a line in a comic book. We played music that was a bit different from old world stuff.
Space Kick 3?
We didn't play any instruments, we just sung over pre-recorded music.
Oh, karaoke.
Well, more like chanted rhythmic lyrics. We didn't really do much singing, still, people seemed to like our stuff. It had potential, it seemed.
Anyway, you recognize this language?
Is that a backwards R? The fuck? No, I don't recognize it, but I do know a little bit of French. I learned to say, where is the subway station? Does that help?
No, that doesn't help at all.
Voulez-vous danser avec moi?
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? I think that's would you like to go to bed with me? The only reason I know that is because it's from a song.
Okay. Où est la bibliothèque? My French teacher told me I spoke French with a Spanish accent.
See ya, amicus. And don't forget to practice your moves. Throw a punch every day, I always say.
If it's backwards R, it might be Russian.
Welcome back. Are you in the mood for good prices today?
Read these notes.
I'm afraid not, my friend. But if you do find out what it says, and their directions to a lost treasure, please do share such info with me.
Maybe it uses Cyrillic. Ooh, I found a note. Kung Fu Jesus. I think that's one of the movies that I was supposed to find.
Okay, 1 down, 5 to go.
A lost little lamb approaches the vicious wolf.
Oh my God.
What are you doing here, little lamb? Do you not fear the scent of a true predator?
I hate you so much already.
But no, the little lamb is protected by the shepherd Cain. You wander this village with comfort now. How quaint. Just remember, you are safe under my watchful eye here in camp, but out in the canyon is no place for a lost little lamb.
I hate you so fucking much right now.
We'll just make a promise right now. We'll kill you before we leave and take your gas mask.
No, as soon as you read these research notes, I'm going to kill you.
All right.
And it's probably going to break the mod, but I'm going to do it.
It's Russian, poorly written, probably by a non-native speaker, probably trying to encode his words in an easy way. Not a good idea. Before I was inducted into the Legion, I lived in a tribe of Russian immigrants, nomads, who fled the harshness of the Russian wastes. If you think that the American wasteland is a harsh place, you haven't felt the icy kiss of a Siberian death wind.
I'm so cool.
Frequent, where my people hail. Most of this is about Deathglow. I take it that you got this off of a Stygian. I commend you for your hunting skills, little lamb.
Listen to how cool I am.
This last page details a cure. I suppose that the Stygians weren't immune to their disease either. How quaint. Look here, at this page. 3 coyote flowers, 10 stalks of nightshade, 1 case of isotope 138.
That's
Mixed
all.
together should create a cure. Tell Charlatan. He can help more.
I just want to know, why are you wearing that mask?
We all wear masks, little lamb. Some of us are just more metaphorical about it. This mask is common among raiders of a capital wasteland. This mask was once worn by those seeking to protect others from fires. Now, it is a symbol of hatred and fear. But the original value stays true. I wear it for both reasons. One, to strike fear into my
I
enemy,
take back the compliment about your gas
as
mask.
well as to show those I care about that I will protect them. So have no fear when you look upon this mask, little lamb,
No,
for
of course
you
not.
are protected.
Goodbye.
Always be ready for a fight while out in the canyon. Danger will find you yet.
No one minds we did that, right?
That's what you get for annoying me, you stupid fuck! Off the bridge!
Oh, little lamb, you thought you could kill me. How little do you realize that this gas mask gives me plot armor.
Back when I was in Russia and we decided to immigrate to the United States before I got my travel visa, how are all of these people coming from other countries across the ocean to a post-apocalyptic United States?
Yeah.
How? How are they getting here? Tell me that, Axeman.
Little boat.
Building a little tiny kayak and coming over here. 50 people just smashed into this kayak. If somebody dies, they just strap them to the side and use it for extra flotation. Fucking ridiculous.
I was all alone when I had to face a company of Kaiser's men. Had it been any other company, it would have been more target practice for me. But their Decanus, he was a smart man. I was ashamed of myself when I was forced to surrender, but I held a certain level of reverence for the man who had beaten me at my own game.